So what are we gonna do about the fashion show?
I called Camille, and she's gonna try to find another mother-daughter team to model our dresses.
I think I know one.
Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague?
It is not hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face.
I can see the heat! Oh my God! Do people live here?
Do you think that maybe we should stop the induction? Because my blood pressure is lower now. I'm not progressing. I'm exhausted from the state all. It seems to me you're quite misunderstood. And I think a lot of people would want to hear your side of the story, especially if you got the right person to tell it.
Why would I let you do that if you think I'm a murderer?
You just told me you're not.
What about Jared Leto? Is he too weird to hang out with?
I see him at things every so often. It's nice to see him, but it's not like we're buddies. But I have great affection for him.
Do you?
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
he's too wild, I think.
I guess.
You know what I mean?
He brought me to my first club when I was 14. I was,
Is that appropriate?
No.
He was very fraternal with me. He was very protective of me.
How much older was he than you?
Much.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't know. At the time, he seemed ancient. He was
you were 13, 14?
I was 14. He was 21 or something.
That is ancient to a 14-year-old.
Right? Yeah.
And he was your first makeout, which is really kind of weird.
Yeah.
She was 16 years old when one of Hollywood's most powerful directors looked her dead in the eye and called her the Meryl Streep of her generation. And for 3 decades, she has been proving him right, one devastating, unforgettable performance at a time. But here's the thing nobody puts in the highlight reel. Somewhere between the Emmy Awards and the Golden Globes, Claire Danes was banned from an entire country. And that's not even the most explosive secret we're unpacking today. Because later in this video, we're going to expose a personal scandal so raw that Hollywood couldn't stop talking about it for years, and some people never forgave her. So stay locked in. The final revelation, it will genuinely leave you speechless. Born on April 12, 1979 in Manhattan, New York City, Claire Catherine Danes came into the world in a Soho artist loft on Crosby Street, the kind of place where creativity wasn't just encouraged, it was the air everyone breathed. Her mother, Carla, was a sculptor and printmaker. Her father, Christopher, was a photographer and residential contractor. From day one, Claire's world was visual, expressive, and alive with imagination. She started dance classes at 6 years old. By 9, she had quietly made up her mind. Acting was the path. Not dance, not art. Acting.
My parents are artists. They went to Rhode Island School of Design. They met at RISD. My mom was a textile designer. My dad was a photographer. My dad went on to become a contractor for 20 years, and my mom ran a home daycare here in New York. I grew up in the city on Crosby Street.
She had started dancing by the age of 5, and by the time she was 10, she was taking acting classes at the Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute, the same institution that shaped some of the greatest performers in American history.
How did you first get into acting? What made you say, oh, I'm going to do that?
Yeah, I danced as a kid. I grew up here in New York, and I took a dance class. And sometimes dance companies would come looking for young talent, and I was pretty hammy, and I would often get picked. I went to Lee Strasberg when I was 10, and I went to a performing arts junior high school and met other kids who were doing this professionally, and I learned what a headshot was. And my dad had been a photographer. He was then a contractor, but we still had a darkroom in our loft, and the woman who was renting it took my headshots. It was very ad hoc.
At 11, she auditioned for legendary director Milos Forman. He didn't cast her in a feature, but something clicked because by age 12, she had signed with a talent agent. And at 13, she booked her first professional television job on a CBS pilot called Dudley, starring Dudley Moore. She also appeared on Law & Order in 1992, playing a 15-year-old teenage murderer in a season 3 episode called Skin Deep.
We made love. And then he told me to leave and never come back again.
But wait, before we get to the role that changed everything, just know this. The path Claire Danes was about to walk would launch her into pure stardom before she even turned 17. And the speed of it all, absolutely staggering. In 1994, at just 15 years old, Claire Danes stepped into the role of Angela Chase in ABC's My So-Called Life.
Seriously, I cannot wait until it happens to you, because I'm gonna look at you, and I am gonna laugh.
I'll say C.
We're with Entertainment Tonight, and we're kind of promoting a show called My So-Called Life, and we're supposed to come up to people, and you look like a great guy to come up to.
The pilot filmed in March 1993, and though it sat unaired for nearly 18 months, the moment it finally reached audiences, something in the cultural atmosphere quietly changed.
Yeah, the pilot didn't get picked up initially, so I went to high school, and then halfway through my freshman year, it did get picked up, so then my parents and I went, my brother was in college at this point, but...
You pack your bags and move to LA?
Yeah, moved to LA.
Angela Chase wasn't polished or perfect. She was confused, emotionally raw, searching, and every single teenager watching felt like they were being seen for the first time. The show ran for only 19 episodes before ABC canceled it. 19! And yet My So-Called Life developed one of the most devoted cult followings in television history, a fan base that has never really let go. For her performance, Claire won the Golden Globe Award for Best Actress in a Television Series Drama and earned a Primetime Emmy nomination.
I thought this would be good to be natural and spontaneous, but that wasn't a really good idea. So many people to thank. The producers on the show, Ed Zwick and Marshall Herskovitz, are great.
She was 15. Let that land for a second. While her classmates were figuring out high school, Claire Danes was accepting a Golden Globe. And the fact that the show got canceled, it only made the legend bigger. But here's something most people don't know. In the same year My So-Called Life premiered, Claire was also cast in the big screen adaptation of Little Women as the quietly devastating Beth March. 2 cultural touchstones, 1 year, 1 teenager. But the moment that truly announced Claire Danes to the entire world, it came in 1996, on a rain-soaked film set in Mexico City, wearing a white angel costume, standing across from a young man named Leonardo DiCaprio.
When I read with Leonardo, it was very exciting because we really did connect in our work. He was a little ambivalent about reading once again with me, and we wanted to go home and eat dinner. So I sort of, seduced him into acting with me and forced him to play along.
Director Baz Luhrmann's Romeo plus Juliet was electric, cinematic poetry. And at the center of it all, 16-year-old Claire Danes played Juliet with such devastating sincerity that Luhrmann himself publicly called her the Meryl Streep of her generation. The film was a global phenomenon. It broke box office records. It made teenagers weep in darkened cinemas around the world. And it could have made Claire Danes one of the biggest movie stars on the planet, except she turned down a role that might have sealed that deal permanently. She said no to Titanic.
And I'm thinking back, that movie won all kinds of Academy Awards.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the biggest blockbusters of all time. From a career standpoint, are you then saying, oh my God, what did I do? This would have been huge. This would have put me on the map, really solidified me.
I remember when Leo was deciding to take that movie, he really wrestled with it. It was a profound choice, and really the question was, do I want to go off into the stratosphere right now? And I think he decided that he did. And I think I decided that I didn't.
Yes, that Titanic. The role that eventually went to Kate Winslet, the role that became one of the defining performances of that entire decade, Claire Danes reportedly passed on it. The reasons have never been fully confirmed, but knowing what came next, it's hard not to wonder how differently history might have unfolded. Still, don't count her out just yet, because between 1997 and 1999, Claire racked up serious dramatic credentials. The Rainmaker, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, Les Miserables as Cassette, and the gritty thriller Broke Down Palace. She was building a filmography that proved range, not just star power. In 1998, Claire Danes made a move that practically no young Hollywood star would dare consider. She enrolled at Yale University as a psychology major. She had made 13 films in 5 years. She was one of the most recognizable faces on the planet. And she walked away from it all to sit in a lecture hall and study the human mind.
I think I wanted to go to college just to socialize as much as to learn, which is probably true for most people, but there was another level of urgency for me.
She stayed for 2 years before ultimately choosing to return to her career. But that choice, that deliberate, disciplined pause, tells you everything about who Claire Danes is at her core. And now we've arrived at the scandal that got her banned. In 1998, while filming Brokedown Palace in Manila, the Philippines, Claire Danes made remarks in an interview that detonated across an entire nation. She described Manila as smelling of cockroaches with rats all over and made sweeping, deeply offensive statements about the Filipino people and the city's infrastructure. Filipino officials were furious. Claire Danes was declared persona non grata. She was banned from entering Manila. Her films were prohibited from being distributed in the country. She issued an apology. The Philippines refused to lift the ban. To this day, that controversy lingers. But this, as explosive as it is, isn't the scandal that rocked Hollywood closest to home. We'll get to that, because what happened in her personal life in 2003 made the Manila controversy look like a minor footnote. After returning from Yale and rebuilding her film momentum with Igby Goes Down,
You have a huge crush on me, don't you?
Off.
How's your brother doing these days?
and The Hours in 2002, in which she starred alongside Meryl Streep, the very actress she'd been compared to for years, Claire's personal life became the headline.
It was an incredible privilege to work on The Hours with someone I'd idolized since childhood. The big surprise was that she was riotously fun. She makes messes and does whatever she needs to in order to unearth an authentic and expressive feeling.
In 2003, while filming Stage Beauty, she began a relationship with her co-star, Billy Crudup. Here is the part that made Hollywood gasp. Billy Crudup was, at the time, in a long-term relationship with actress Mary Louise Parker, who was 7 months pregnant with their child. 7 months. Claire was 24 years old. The relationship exploded across every tabloid and entertainment outlet for months. The optics were brutal. The judgment was relentless. The two stayed together until 2006, and Claire herself addressed it years later, admitting it was really hard and that she didn't fully grasp the consequences at the time. In a 2015 Vulture magazine interview, she said, "That was a scary thing. It was really hard. I didn't know how to not do that. I was just in love with him and needed to explore that, and I was 24. I didn't quite know what those consequences would be, but it's okay. I went through it." The Billy Crudup chapter closed in 2006, and in that same year, Claire Danes met British actor Hugh Dancy. Something shifted quietly between them. In February 2009, they announced their engagement. Later that year, they married in France in a ceremony described as intimate and beautiful.
Your husband is amazing. The actor Hugh Dancy is
I think
incredible.
so too.
Yeah. And you're pregnant.
I am.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Together, they have 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter. Their family has largely remained shielded from the public eye, a choice that speaks volumes in a culture where celebrity children are tabloid currency.
Yeah.
I mean, you were pregnant.
Very, yeah. So he is now in the world. He has exited the womb. His name is Rowan. He's very sweet. He's 1.5 years, and he's babbling away and trying to kill himself all the time.
Yes.
Is his older brother doing a good job at helping navigate? Is he enjoying?
Yeah, he kind of sounds like an alarm, like, like signaling.
Something's wrong.
Rowan's gonna die again. And then I dart over and try to, intercept.
And then, in 2010, Claire Danes did something that silenced every critic who had written her off. She stepped into the story of Temple Grandin, a real woman, an autistic animal scientist and academic whose life had been dismissed, misunderstood, and underestimated for decades. The HBO film required Claire to inhabit not just a character, but a consciousness, to portray autism with honesty, depth, and radical empathy.
Oh, I'm autistic. People talking too much at once, can cause us to panic. How did you get cured? Well, I'm not cured. I'll always be autistic.
Temple Grandin herself watched the film, and she praised Claire's portrayal without reservation. The Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Limited Series followed. So did the Golden Globe.
This was an awesome experience, a truly extraordinary experience, and it's a risky movie to make, and a movie that really wouldn't have been made by anyone but HBO. So thank you.
So did the Screen Actors Guild Award. It was a clean sweep and a defining artistic moment. But nothing could have prepared audiences for what came next. In 2011, Claire Danes returned to series television as CIA operative Carrie Mathison in Showtime's Homeland. Carrie was bipolar, brilliant, obsessive, and terrifying in the best way possible.
You're a disgrace to your nation, Sergeant Nicholas Brody. You're a traitor and a terrorist, and now it's time you pay for that.
She was not a comfortable hero. She was a mess and the genius simultaneously, and Claire played every single contradiction with a precision that was almost unbearable to watch.
She's impulsive, but she's also incredibly reliable. People always forget to defer to her and trust her because she seems so dang crazy. But yeah, she's ultimately incredibly capable.
Homeland became a global phenomenon. It ran for 8 seasons from 2011 to 2020. Claire won 2 consecutive Primetime Emmy Awards and 2 Golden Globe Awards for Best Actress in a Drama Series.
People always say it's great to be nominated. Do you want to win? Obviously you want to win.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's always a lovely thing. I'm really so pleased that the show's been recognized in such a big way.
By 2012, Time magazine had named her one of the 100 most influential people in the world. Her salary at the peak of Homeland, a reported $450,000 per episode, making her one of the highest paid actresses on American television. In 2015, she received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Let that image sit with you for a moment. A woman who started dancing at 6 years old, who sat in a Yale lecture hall at 19, who endured public scandals and international bans, standing on that sidewalk with her name permanently etched into the ground on Hollywood Boulevard.
And major congratulations on your star. You are surely the brightest one I have ever seen.
This is a little overwhelming.
After Homeland wrapped in 2020, Claire did not slow down. In 2022, she starred in Apple TV Plus's The Essex Serpent.
Laura, Stella, how good to see you.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Please, make yourself at home.
Replacing Keira Knightley in the role of Cora Seaborn, a Victorian widow drawn into a mystery involving a mythical sea creature.
Rumor of a serpent in Essex, and kind of as an excuse to free herself from this gilded cage that she's been living in London. She goes in pursuit of it, and the serpent serves as a metaphor for her anxieties and fears and everybody else in the stories as well.
That same year, she appeared in FX on Hulu's Fleischman is in Trouble, delivering a supporting performance so sharp and emotionally layered that it earned her another Emmy nomination.
No, I'm a business major.
Ah, interesting. Are you finance?
No, marketing maybe? I don't know.
2 critically acclaimed projects, 1 year. Some things don't change. And right now, in 2025, Claire Danes is headlining the Netflix psychological thriller, The Beast in Me.
Well, thanks for lunch, Mr. Jarvis.
Niall, please, come on. We're friends now, right?
Starring as author Aggie Wiggs opposite Matthew Rhys. The show has drawn immediate attention for its dark, unsettling tone and for Claire's performance, which critics are already describing as some of the most intense work of her career.
So you're playing kind of this tortured writer, and she strikes up a friendship with like the psycho next door.
Yeah. And she's befallen by tragedy. She is driving with her son in the backseat, hit by a drunk driver, and the son is killed, and her life falls apart.
Additionally, she is attached to the Applebaum Curse, a project currently in development that could mark yet another pivot in an already extraordinary body of work. The woman is not coasting. She is still hunting. As of 2026, Claire Danes carries an estimated net worth of $35 million, built not on blockbuster franchises or commercial shortcuts, but on 3 decades of deliberate, fearless choices. From Angela Chase's hallway stares to Carrie Mathison's unraveling brilliance, from Yale lecture halls to Netflix thrillers, she has refused, at every turn, to be ordinary. She was called the Meryl Streep of her generation at 16. Decades later, the comparison doesn't feel like a compliment anymore. It feels like a starting point. Because Claire Danes didn't spend her career trying to become someone else's standard of greatness. She built her own. Born on April 12, 1979, married to Hugh Dancy since 2009, mother of 3, Golden Globe winner, Emmy champion, Hollywood Walk of Fame honoree, international controversy survivor, and still, undeniably, ferociously, one of the most compelling actresses alive. If this story left you with your jaw somewhere on the floor, drop a comment below and tell us which moment hit you the hardest. And if you want more stories that pull back the curtain on Hollywood's most fascinating lives, hit that bell, because the next one, you will not see it coming.